to wedge your clay. Wedging is something really important that we do before we start any project. And you can do it with any amount of clay. And we do have a scale here, so you can always weigh your clay to see how many, when I say 2 pounds of clay, make sure you get 2 pounds or less or whatever. To wedge, you take your clay, you're gonna use the heels of your palms. So think about your hands being like your feet. This is where the heel would be. This is the part that does the most action when you wedge. And the other thing is, it's really important that you're on a surface the clay won't stick to. So plaster is really great, a canvas works well. Plastic, countertops and tabletops, the clay will probably stick. So find a surface it won't stick to, and then you're gonna start wedging. I'm gonna use the heel of my palms, both of them, on my lump of clay. And what I wanna do is just give it a little shove, where I shove it down and away. It's super subtle, you can't even really tell I'm doing it, but I'm gonna shove down and away, roll my clay towards myself, shove down and away, roll it, shove, roll it, shove, roll it, shove. And you keep rolling and shoving, and what you'll find is that you're starting to form this weird little chunk down here. They call it a ram's head technique because it starts to end up looking kind of like a ram's head. This is the wedged clay. The idea, and you're going to continue doing that, and then you can rotate your clay and do the same thing. The idea with wedging, the reason it's so important is you're working air bubbles out of the clay. Some people call it kneading. I like to call it wedging because I think kneading actually means that you're putting air into dough or something like that. And so instead, you're trying to remove air bubbles. The other big reason we do it, aside from removing air bubbles, is you're aligning the clay particles. So your projects are less likely to crack and break if all the little clay particles are lined up. So you wedged about, I don't know, 20 times. And then how do you know if you're doing it correctly? You can always take a wire cutter, and when you slice your clay, you should be able to slice it in a few places to test it, and you shouldn't see any air pockets. And there are no air pockets in this piece actually. Now here's a common mistake that's made. When you wedge, you push way too far out, and you roll, and you push too far out, and you roll, and you push out, and you roll. Because Miss LaForce said, push down and roll, push down and roll. And what you're actually doing is putting a huge amount of air into your clay. So you can see huge air bubbles, because I'm spreading that clay way too far out. So the idea is keep it like a lump. You want to keep it into kind of a ball shape, and they're just little shoves, roll, shove, roll, shove, roll. That's the basics of wedging. You should do it before every single project we make.